Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create my Lola bracelet. I did show you guys this when I made my Paola bracelet right here. That's the last one I did. This is a variation of this one. You're going to notice that the laying of the bands and the looping is extremely similar. There's only one step difference, but it gives a completely different look, which I love. So I do normally like to use 3 loom lengths for this design to get a full wraparound bracelet without an extension. And I will give you the breakdown for that. But for today's video, I am going to do this with an extension. And I'm going to take it off so you can see it better. This is using 2 loom lengths. And it gets about 5 inches. So I did have to use 7 lengths to get it to actually fit my wrist. But I think it's a decent size. So I'm going to do 2 loom lengths for those of you who do not have more than 2 looms. If you only have 1 loom, you can still do this. You'll need more extensions, but your piece is only going to be about yay big. So there you have it. The breakdown, if you are using 3 full loom lengths, it's 194 total. You will need 84 of the white border. There is a clear in the center that you don't see from the front. It's right there. You don't see it on this side, but you will need 38 of that. You'll need 38 of the light purple and 36 of the dark purple. If you are doing this version with the extension using 2 looms connected, you will need 136 band. And the breakdown of that is 63 of the white, 25 of the center clear that's hidden, 24 of the light purple, and 24 of the dark purple. So I will have both of those linked down below, the explanations down below in case you need to reference back to it for whatever reason. I will not ramble on too much in this segment, but let's get our bands ready. Make sure you have 1 C-clip and we can get started. To make this bracelet, you will need to have anywhere from 1 loom to 3 looms. I did a little bit of an explanation in the introduction. I'm going to use 2 looms today. So I have 1 loom set up a line, so they're in a straight line here. And then in front of this loom, where that long blue base is, I connect a second loom right in front of it. So I have 2 connected together to make 1 long loom. I like to use 3 to get a full wraparound bracelet. But I decided today to do just 2 looms and to use the extension for those of you who don't have multiple looms. You can do this with only 1 loom too, but the piece is going to be about that big, so you'll need a lot more lengths. So hopefully that isn't confusing to you guys. The first thing that we are going to do is choose our border color, and that is the white on this one. And I'm going to stick with white today. So we're going to start by grabbing 1, setting it here in the center for when we close it up later. And then we will lay 1 out to the left and the right. From here, we're going to just kind of sit that to the side. And you're going to decide what color you want for the center, where my clear is. I normally like to use clear because you don't see it anyway. And I said to sit these to the side, but I forgot I'm actually going to stick with white today. But you can use whatever color you want there. I'm just going to stick with my border color. And we are just going to simply make a single chain all the way down the loom to the very end. Now, as I said in this video, I'm only using 2 looms. If you are using 3 looms, you go all the way down to the end, just like I am with the 2. There is no difference. Just like so. We're going to come back to the beginning and we are going to finish laying our side border bands. So I'm actually going to stick to one side at a time. I'll do the right side first. You're going to lay 1 straight, 1 regular like that. Push it down and then we're going to start on that same exact pin. We're going to be laying long stretch, I guess single chains. I don't really know what to call it, but it's stretching from this pin here up to this pin. You can't really see that, can you? So it's going across all 3 of these. If you made my Paola bracelet, I did the same thing. So you're going to push that down, come up into the middle, the second pin, and you're going to lay your next one and stretch that up too. So I laid it here, and it's stretching up 2 more. And by doing this, we get a fishtailed border. So it's stretching up 2. If you're not familiar with this, it can be tricky, so I just would recommend taking your time. If you're getting confused at all, wherever the last one ended, you just back up 1, and that's where you start the next one. And then make sure you stretch that up 2. So you can see the long stretches. I'm sure this is not a new concept if you've been on my channel. I have done this many times. So we are going to lay these long straight bands all the way to the end, just like we did with the center. So I'm at the 3rd pin from the end. So right here is where my last one's going to be laid. So right here. So it stretches from here to here. Once your band connects to that last pin, you do not lay any more straight ones. We're just going to bring one in to close it off on the right, like so. So let me bring it like this so you can see. It's kind of hard, right, to see? All right, so we're going to do the same thing on the left side. Don't forget to start with a regular straight band, the short one, and then push that down, start on that same pin, and do your long stretch one. Back up 1, start from the middle, and lay your long stretch one again. And repeat that all the way up. So I've just laid my last one. It started from this pin, connected up to the very last one, so I know that was my last one, and now we're going to bring it in. Like so. So now take a second and go through and push all of these bands down, and then we can lay the next layer. Alrighty, so now we are going to choose whatever color you want for where the light purple is. I'm going to use pastel blue. And this part is exactly like the laying of the Paola bracelet. So if you did make that, this is identical. So we're going to come up to this row right here. Technically, it's the 2nd row down. And we're going to start on the left side and lay a horizontal blue and then 1 next to that. We're going to skip the next row, come up to the row in front of that, and do the same thing, starting on the left. Make sure you lay this one first, and then this one. Skip the next row, come to the next, and repeat. It's extremely important that you're starting on that pin though, and we're going to continue to do that on every other row. So that was my last pastel blue that I needed to lay. There's 1 space there. That will be for our 2nd color. So that is what it should look like. So come back to the beginning. And now we're going to decide what color you want for this side, which is my glitter purple. And I am going to use this metallic blue looking color. We're going to come up to the first empty space, which is the 3rd row down. And now we're going to be starting on the right side, always starting on this side first, and then laying this one. Skip this row, come to the next open space, starting on this side, come to the next open space, and we will do this all the way down, making sure that you always start on this side. Like that. We're going to turn our loom around facing us, and you are going to want to grab one more border color, and we're going to place a cap band on the center, wrap it around 2 times, and now we can start the looping process. So you can push the horizontal bands down a little bit if you feel like they're going to be in your way. So just a little tip, unfortunately the looping is exactly the same as the Paola for the main part, like the border and the middles. It's identical. We're doing the exact same thing to that, which I know can be a little boring. It's fun to do different things, but unfortunately it is. It is exactly the same. So if you made that bracelet, you will know exactly what to do here. I just wanted to let you know that. So the first thing we're going to do is loop out the first set of borders. So we'll go in the cap band, and we'll grab the top layer, which will go back to the right. The second one will go back to itself, which is to the left. From here, we're going to start on the right side because we need to start on whichever side has this band on top. So when you look at the first row of horizontal bands, whichever one of these 2 bands sits on top, that's the side you want to start on. So if for some reason you did not lay the exact same amount that I did, that's what you're going to look at. Out of these 2 bands, which one's sitting on top? It's this one, so I'm going to start looping on this side. So we're going to go down into this right pin, push the 2 top bands out of the way, grab the bottom and loop it forward. Once you do that, you're going to go into this pin. You're going to grab the top blue band and bring it into the center. We're going to go into the center, grab the next blue band and bring that back to the left. Like that. Now we'll come over to the left border down here in the corner and loop that up once. Like so. And now before we do anything else, we need to flip this band over the white border. So grab that entire blue band and just flip it over and let it go. Now we'll go into that same pin and loop up the border once. And now we're going to loop in this direction. So we'll go into this band and grab the top horizontal pastel blue and bring it into the center. Go into the center, grab that blue band and bring that over. You will back up 1 pin to grab the border. Once you bring that up, we need to flip this blue over. Like so. You'll start to see a pattern here in a second. So after you're done flipping that over, you're going to go into that same pin and grab the very bottom border band and bring it up. That is the first step of like the next section. Once you bring that up, we will now loop these bands towards the left. So the top one goes in and then in again to the left. Back up 1 and bring up the border. And now we will flip over that entire blue band. Go into that pin and start the next section by bringing up the border. Now we're going to loop these bands to the right, and we will keep going left and right all the way up. Back up and grab the border, bring it up, and then flip. So since I do already have a video out showing this, I'm not going to continue explaining over and over for this part, but you can continue just watching in case you do have any problems. So I'm at the top here, and after I flip that over, I did just bring up the band that's in this pin, so the second to the last. Do not forget to go in that pin and bring this band up, because your bracelet will fall apart if you forget that. And then also come back to this second from the last pin here and bring that last band up as well. If you forget to do that, your bracelet will fall apart. We're not going to touch this band or this band just yet. We are now going to come back to the beginning. And if you're not caught up yet, because I may have fast forwarded through that, then just hit the pause button until you are. And then we're going to come down to the beginning and we're going to do the middle. And this is the part that makes the bracelet different. It's super easy. After I released the Paola bracelet, I was thinking I probably should have uploaded them together the same day and just showed you both variations. But I didn't think of that at the time, so I do apologize. But it would have saved me a lot of time had I thought of that. So anyway, now what we're going to do is go into the center and we're going to loop up this bottom border, or bottom center, sorry, like so. And now we need to flip the bands that's in the middle, the blue band, over that white. So there's two of them right here. Just grab the entire section and flip it over. That's it. Go into that same pin, bring up the bottom center white band. Then we will grab the blue that's under it and flip it over. And we're going to alternate bringing up the bottom band and flipping the center blue bands. It's very easy, actually. And you'll notice that the way that I flip it over is I push my hook right into that space, right there. And then once I pull my hook up, it already grabs it, and I just flip it over. You could also grab it back here, but then you have to turn your hook around. So I find it easier to just slip it down in there, and it pulls right over. My hand's too close to the camera, and it keeps going blurry. So is everybody ready for Christmas? I am not ready yet. I'm close to being ready, but I am always doing something up until the last second. That's just me. Do you guys have any special plans or any like traditions that you guys do every year? I'd love to hear about it if you do. I wish I could have came up with some kind of Christmas designs. But unfortunately, the way that I come up with designs is by just playing around on the loom and trying all different things until I get something I like, versus having an idea of what I want and then making it. So unfortunately, my brain doesn't quite work like that. I have a couple that worked with where I had an idea and it worked, but that's not usually how I come up with my designs. It's just by playing around on the loom. So as much as I would love to make some kind of like Christmas ornament or just something Christmas themed, I haven't had any luck with it, unfortunately. I wish I could for you guys. I've been trying. Make sure after you flip that last one, you also bring up the last center bottom band, like that. And now we will bring the two sides in to close it off. It doesn't really matter which side you do first. It's the bottom band in the corner and the bottom band in this corner. Like so. Once you do that, you're going to want to get your C-clip ready. There is a loose band we laid here at the beginning to close it up. I hold it with one side. Actually, you don't need your C-clip yet. I apologize. I forgot we're doing an extension. So you're going to hold onto one end of that loose band and then grab the other end. And you're going to bring the two ends together. And you're going to slide that whole band back some on your hook like so. And we are going to gently pull it up off the loom, like so. Now it might be tucked in a little bit. All I do is when I stretch it, I push up with my middle fingers up on the center, and it helps it lay like flat. Okay, so I'm jumping back on screen because obviously that is not long enough to fit our wrist, so we do need to do an extension. So what I like to do is have my loom facing away from me, and I come down towards the end of the loom, and starting from the last pin, I count back 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And from that pin right there, I'm going to start laying some single chain bands. You may need more than 7. It depends on how big or little you need the extension. So I only need 7. If you need 8, 9, 10, that's how many you're going to lay right now. You just need to make sure you count back that many instead of 7 if you need more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have my 7 laid. I'm going to turn the loom around facing myself. And now you're going to get your bracelet. Make sure you have it facing up. And you're going to slide this band down. Don't lose it. And you're just going to stretch it and place it onto the loom, because that is going to be like your cat band. Just like that. And now we're excuse me. We're simply going to loop this up like a single chain. So I'm stretching this down with my thumb so it's out of my way. You're just going to grab that very bottom band, loop it up, go in that pin, grab the bottom band, loop it up. And we will keep doing that until all of our links are looped. Now this makes just like a loose single chain. If you wanted it to be a fishtail, you could do that too. You would just have to do the long stretched bands. Like, you would have to start with a short one, and then from there, you would do a long stretch like that, long stretch like that, and so on. So you could do that if you wanted like a tight extension. So once your 7 links are done on this side though, because I kind of got off track, grab that with your hook, pop that off, and this is where we are going to attach our C-clip. I like to use my finger, kind of stretch it out a little bit, and pop that bad boy on. Voila! So now we are going to get that out of the way and locate your cat band. I need to get my nails cut, they're so in my way. And connect it. So that is it for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed making my Lola bracelet. If you do like it, please hit that like button down below. I would greatly appreciate it. You can also tag me with any of your creations on Instagram. I'm Loves Loom on there as well. That will be it for today, you guys. I will see you very soon at my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.